Hey, hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Roshan and you are learning React with me. So let's continue with that. And today actually we are going to understand one another hook in React.js, that is use reducer hook. So let's start with that. Friends, what is use reducer hook? So use reducer hook is also used to create states in component. Okay. Similar to our use state hook, use reducer is also used to create states in component, and later we can update that states so that our component gets re-rendered. Okay. Then what is the difference between use state and use reducer then? Okay. So friends, use state is used to handle a simple state management. Okay, but if in our project if we need a complex state management, let's say we have some scenarios where complex state management is there, in that case use reducer is mostly used. Okay, if we use reducer hook, then we get some extra features. Okay, and our work becomes simpler. Okay, now let me tell you how use reducer hook actually works. So friends, you can see on my screen I have created a small diagram to explain you the normal working of use reducer hook. Okay, so you can see at the top this is a state. Okay, and below this is normal JSX, and between state and JSX I have created different actions. Okay, actions and data. So this is actually a normal working of use reducer hook. What happens in the case of use reducer hook? We actually create a component state. Okay, at one place at top level in our component. Okay, that state might be a normal simple variable or any array or any object. Okay, and after that we just display that initial state with the initial value to our JSX, and after that, in our application, depending on any user's interaction, we can fire or we can dispatch different actions to this state. Okay, and depending on different task, you just understand action as any task or any operation. Okay, you can understand action as a operation. Depending on different operation, we just change our component state. Okay, and return a new updated state. Okay, so this is just a normal use reducer hooks working. One more time I am explaining you friends. In use reducer case, when we use reducer hook in our component, initially we create our component state. Whatever states we require in our component, we create our component state and we initialize them with initial values. Okay, and we create them in our component at one place. Okay, now state can be a normal variable, it can be an array, it can be a complete object. Okay, after that we can render that state in our JSX. Okay, as per our requirement, and after that, depending on users interaction with that component, we can dispatch or fire different actions from JSX elements on this state. Okay, and depending on a particular action, depending on a particular operation, we can update state accordingly. Okay, and then we just return a new state. Okay, so that after returning new state, our component again gets re-rendered with the new state update. Okay, now what is action? So action can be any specific operation. Okay, any specific operation that user just want to perform with that state. Okay, so let's say friends, if we have normal count 0. Okay, count is equal to 0 as a normal state, as a initial state in our component. Okay, we can render that state, means we can render that count 0 value on our component. Okay, and if we have two buttons, that is one is increase and second is decrease, and our expectation, our requirement is that after clicking on increase button, count should be getting increased with 1 each and every time, and if we click on decrease button, then it should get decrease 1 each and every time. Okay, so this behavior we can achieve with the help of use reducer hook. Okay, in this example our actions will be increase and decrease. Okay, so increase and decrease will be our two actions. So when we use or when we implement use reducer hook in our component, our steps are like that. Initially we have to declare, we have to create our component initial state at top level. Okay, after that inside of our component's main function we just need to call use reducer function. Okay, that is use reducer hook function, which takes two parameter, one is reducer function and another is initial states. Okay, and and the reducer function which use reducer hook takes as a parameter, that function is actually a normal function which just takes different actions, and in that function we just configure our actions. Okay, whatever actions we are just discussing, that is increase and decrease, such kind of actions we just configure or we just store or we just create inside of that reducer function. And each and every time whenever user performs any interaction, that means whenever new action is going to dispatched on the event state, so on the component state, in that case every time reducer function executes, it checks what action user has performed, and depending on that action it just executes the state update logic. Okay, and just returns the new state. So this is a normal use reducer hook working. Now I think I have explained you everything theoretically and also with the help of diagram, and now we are going to directly implement it practically. So let me take you to VS Code editor. You can see I have created one component, that is reducer. Now here we are going to implement use reducer hook. So same rule guys, before using use reducer hook you need to import this with the help of this syntax. After that which one is our first step? Our first step is to just create initial states in our component at top level. Okay, so let's say I am just declaring my initial state, and our initial state will be just normal 0. Okay, just normal variable. After that second step, just call this use reducer function, means use reducer hook. Okay, and just pass two functions, one is reducer and another one is initial state. Okay, and friends, when we call this use reducer hook this way, it returns two values to us. So similar to our use state hook, it returns two values to us. So the first value will be the same value our initial state. Okay, means if our initial state is 0, then it will just return 0 to us. So definitely we can store in any variable. After that, just similar to use state hook, it returns one function, and that function is actually a dispatch function. With the help of this function, later in our application we can dispatch different actions on this state. Okay, so this is all done. After that we have passed this reducer function here, so we need to define this reducer function. So reducer is just a normal function. Okay, this is just a normal function which again takes two parameters, one is state and another one is action. Okay, now what happens in this reducer function, basically we create our different actions. Whatever actions our user will perform, will send, depending on its interaction, that all actions we need to define here. Okay, so that each and every time this reducer function will be getting executed, it will check which particular action user has performed. Okay, and depending on that particular action, it just execute the state change logic and return the new updated state. So that code actually we need to create here in this, inside the reducer function. So how we will create that code, how we will write that logic? So basically with the help of normal JavaScript switch statements we can do that. So this switch statement will always check for the action, so that is why we passed action here. Then we can define our two cases. One is, let's say, increase. Okay, so what will happen in this increase case? In this increase case means when user will click on increase button, in that case we just want to dispatch increase action on this initial state. Okay, on our component state. In that case, what is our expectation? Our component state should get updated with 1 each and every time. Okay, so we just need to define that logic. So how we can define state means every time, let me just complete this and then I will tell you. State is equal to state plus 1. Okay, and after that we need to just return from here, and after that our normal break statement. Okay, so now let me tell you what is the state. So friends, whenever user will perform any action, let's say user click on increase button or decrease button or whatever buttons we have given to user to perform different actions. Okay, each and every time this reducer function will be getting executed. Okay, and depending on action, any case will be getting executed. So each and every time state will be always a latest updated state. Okay, so initially when our application will run, initially, first time if user clicks on any button, in that case when this reducer function will get executed first time, at that time state will be equal to this initial state. Okay, that means 0. Okay, and we will just update it. 0 is equal to state is equal to state plus 1 means 0 plus 1. Okay, and we just return this new state. Okay, so we will just return 1, 0 plus 1, and we will return 1. Okay, so when from this particular action we return 1 as a return value, in that case our component state will be getting updated to 1. Okay, so now our initial state or our component state will be 1. After that, if user again clicks on increase button or decrease button on any action, in that case this reducer function again gets executed. Okay, and that time state will be 1. So if user again clicked on increase button, then what happens? 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 will be written. Okay, or if we have another action like this, so let me just copy this and create another action. So I have added another action. Okay, and I am just going to change its logic and its name. So let's say it will be decrease. Okay, in that case our intention is to just reduce our state with 1. Okay, so now first time if user clicks on increase button, then our state will be 0. So 0 plus 1, return value will be 1. After that our component state will be 1. Okay, after that if user clicks on decrease button, then 1 minus 1, 0 will be again written. Okay, so this is how it will actually work. Every time updated state will come from this parameter. Okay, every time whatever last updated state will be there, that will be come inside this state argument, and action means these actions. Okay, so basically with the help of dispatch function, user can dispatch these actions. Okay, so now in our application case, we have created initial states. After that, we have already called use reducer hook. Okay, we got two values, and after that we have also defined our reducer function. So we are all good to go, and now we can check how our application is working. But before that, on our JSX we just need to display this count. So let me add one h1 element here and just display our count. Let me save file, and then you can see you can see 0 is coming. Okay, now for just making you clear one more time, if I just replace this value, let's say 10000, and if I save the file, you can see 1000, right? So basically friends, initially we are creating a state for our component. We can declare, we can store any initial value in our component state. Okay, after that we need to call our use reducer hook. We need to pass one function, that is reducer function, which basically stores our actions and our logic uh, for each and every action. Okay, and it takes another function, sorry, it takes another parameter as our initial state. Okay, and it returns two values. One is actually our initial state, so 0 you can see, and second it returns one function, that is dispatch function. Now what is the use of this dispatch function? So basically now the use of this function is, with by using this dispatch function we can dispatch, we can send this different actions on the state. Okay, on component state. So if I again open this diagram, see, according to this diagram, we have created component state, that is initial state is equal to 0. We have created our JSX for just for displaying the state. Okay, and now we need to dispatch, we need to fire, we need to send these different actions. So in our case we have only two actions, one is increase and another one is decrease. Okay, so now we need to dispatch this action. So how we can dispatch these actions? So let me tell you. So for dispatching any action, obviously we need some event. Okay, because we need to create some event. Depending on that event, definitely we will dispatch something. Okay, so let's say we have one button here and the button name is increase. Okay, one button for one action, increase. Okay, and again let me add one another button for our second action actually. So let's say it will be decrease. Okay, and just apply event handler on click. Normally we do it. Okay, and now from this event handler, means from this event, what we will do, we will just dispatch the increase action. So to dispatching the increase action, we just need to use this function. Okay, which use reducer has given to us, which use reducer has actually returned to us. Okay, so how we will now dispatch the action? We just need to dispatch the action with this simpler syntax. So on increase button we are going to dispatch increase action. So what is the name of our increase action? This is actually our name of increase action. So just copy that name and paste here. Okay, similarly for our second button, again we just need to apply on click event handler, and this time we just need to change our action name. Okay, so this way actually we are going to dispatch two different actions on our component state. So first will be increase and another one will be decrease. Okay, you can see these are just two buttons. We are just adding two on click event handler function. We are just applying on click event on those buttons, and while clicking on these buttons we are just dispatching our actions. Okay, so when we will click on increase button, what will happen? Increase action will get dispatched on our component state. Okay, so basically our reducer function will execute at that time. It will check which particular action user has triggered or user has dispatched. Okay, if it will be increased, then this particular code will get executed and new state will return. If another one is dispatched, that is decreased, then this particular code will get executed and new state will return. Okay, and newly written state, that is either increased or decreased value of initial state, that is this count, we will just able to see the updated value in our JSX. Okay, so let me save my file and let me just refresh the application. So you can see our initial value is 0. Our initial value is actually 0 and we have two buttons, one is increase and decrease. So let's click on increase button, that is just dispatch increase action. So you can see our value is getting updated to 1, and if we just click on decrease button, again it is getting changed to 0. Okay, so now if we click first time 1, second time 2, third time 3, 4, 5, and now if we click on decrease, then 4, 3, 2, 1, again on increase 1, on decrease minus. Okay, so friends, this is actually a use reducer hook. Okay, now one more thing is remaining for the use reducer hook. We can't only dispatch a action. Okay, but with the help of dispatch function we can also send any data. Okay, we can also send any data. So let's say now our requirement changes, and our requirement is like we need one button. Okay, and from that button we should be basically from that action we should be able to send a data like any another number, that is 50, 100, anything. And if we send that number, then our component state should get increased with the data which we are actually sending with our action. So basically if you see this diagram, I have written here data. Okay, so basically what is this? With the help of action we can also send any data, okay, which is required for our state management logic. Okay, so let me tell you how it works. So friends, let's say I have another action. That is, now I'm just going to remove these two actions. Okay, and I'm just going to demonstrate you how we can send data with action. So let me just comment this code because now we are only going because we are now only going to use one action, one only. Yeah, so let's say this action is custom. Okay, custom action. Okay, now what is custom action? So custom action will be, now this time user will just send its data. Okay, means basically we will able to see a data with action as well. So how we can do it? So basically friends, for doing that we just convert this dispatch function syntax to normal object like this. Okay, and we just create different properties in this object. Okay, so how we will create? So basically here action, you can see this is just a object. In this object I am creating one property, that is action, and its value custom action means our action name. And after that we can send another property as a value and we can send any data. Okay, so let's say I am sending 100. Okay, so I have just converted my dispatch function from hard coded action to a action with any data. Okay, and now what changes we need to do here? This time we are sending object, so action dot action. Okay, so now basically this reducer function, this switch statement will check which particular action is coming. Okay, and depending on that action, now we can just update our state, let's say with our new value. Okay, so state plus the data means whatever data actually coming from our action. So this time it can be action dot value. Okay, so this time what will happen with the action, means with the action itself, we will just send 100 as a data. Okay, and our requirement is that with this value, means our state change logic should use that value. Okay, so our requirement is just update our component state with the data which is actually coming from action. Okay, so no any hard coded data directly here. Okay, basically the data is actually coming from action. So let me save the file and let me refresh this application so that you can see. Now as I will click on decrease button, sorry, button name I just forgot to rename the button, so let me do that as well because I don't want any confusion. So just change button name to our action name. Okay, let me refresh this application and click action. So whenever I am clicking on this button, every time 100 is being sent as a data to the action. Okay, and every time our component state is actually getting updated with that data. So each time it will be getting updated with 100. If we pass any another data, let's say I just change this to 500, and if I refresh my application, you can see 500, 1000, okay, something like that. So friends, this is actually a use reducer hook. This hook is very useful in complex state management where we cannot go with use state hook, but the purpose of use reducer hook is also to create component states. Okay, and depending on our actions we just update our states and return new states. Okay, yeah, so let me close this video here. If you guys are really liking my videos, then please do subscribe, please like, and please share. Okay, so let's meet in our another video with some new concept. Till that moment, bye friends.